Welcome to the DeSheltered podcast, the only show on Spotify. There we go. That's a good intro as any. I'm Joshua McBride, the
And I'm-
one and only.
And I'm David Benzion McBride,
How come you get the middle name and I don't?
because mine's cooler.
No, mine's cooler. I got two.
So do I.
No, yours is stuck together. Ben Zion. It's not Ben.
Well, it depends
Zion.
how you write it, but since
Yeah. And you
when
read it wrong.
I write it, I
apparently.
write it as two separate words because that's what it's like when everyone
that's
else writes
wrong.
it.
Because mine's the only one that gets to be written in two different.
Well, you should talk
words.
Ian Kelly. What the heck his name is even that?
Yeah.
Kelly.
You know how you should never trust people who have two first names? I have three. Get on my level, scrub. I'm the god of multiple first names. All right. Welcome to our podcast, the first and the only first. There have been no other firsts of this. Don't go looking because you won't find it. And we will never talk about it because it doesn't exist.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. This is just a podcast of no direction. Well, some direction, but not a lot.
That's an alternate title for a podcast, actually. The No Direction Podcast.
The no direction. The
Yeah.
The direction.
The Flaccid Podcast.
The flash. All right. The Viagra podcast. No. Yeah. We just talk about whatever's on our mind. Us, who we are, who we want to be, who we don't want to be, and who we aren't. This is the most narcissistic podcast on Spotify.
That was like 5 separate ways of saying the same exact thing. But that's essentially what a podcast is anyway. It's just saying the same thing for an hour.
I know. Just yeah. That's what Yeah, we're not professionals in any way. So if you notice a little flubs here and there, don't worry, we do too. So there's gonna be a little bit of uncomfort here and there. Just bear with us. We're trying our best.
That's true.
Yeah, we're true. And yeah, I guess the best way to start off is just tell us a little bit about ourselves. So why don't you go first, David?
My name is David.
We've established that already.
Yes. I'm Joshua's brother. The cooler one, obviously.
That's a lie. That's slander.
But we share the same birthday. We're not going to
That
say
is
when
true.
because that'll
Indeed.
be leaking information.
Yeah.
But
We won't tell them that our birthday is on October 6th, 2000 and 2003. We won't say that
yeah,
because that's too much information. We don't
Yeah.
want them to know
You
that.
got to bleep that out in post.
I'm just going
classified.
to add the bleep, but the vocals are still going to be there. So it's going to be bleep October 6th, 2003.
Okay.
That'd be
Yeah.
great. What else? Who?
Like in terms of interests, I have very few. I play a little bit of basketball.
Yeah.
And I play video games sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not as much as this guy.
Not as much as.
And I'm not as good as him. But I'll
So are
beat
you
him
talking to
sometimes.
someone? Yeah. Yeah, and between the two of us, I am the gamer, the one who is on the games most. Yeah, my hobby is gaming.
You're gaming.
My life is gaming.
Mm.
I am a gay man. Oh wow, this is lovely. All right, I'll tell you a little bit about myself since we already kind of weaseled our way there. Hello, how's it hanging? This guy is my brother.
I'm this guy.
You are that guy. Meh. I don't know how to talk. I don't know how to talk to people, let alone a faceless camera. That's another thing that we should bring up. Along the name of our podcast, we are very sheltered children. We grew up homeschooled most of our lives. Most of our childhood, we grew up homeschooled. Only a select fraction of our upbringing was in school around other human children.
You were homeschooled. Don't let me in with you. I went
What?
to
You were homeschooled too, you
for
liar?
For 1 year.
For more than that.
No, that was
While we were
you.
moving, we were homeschooled. SOS?
Yes, that was 1 year. My second grade year.
No, 2. Because remember,
Oh, that's right. For 2 years.
in Selma as well, before SOS.
That's right. 2
Switched on
years.
schoolhouse.
But those don't really matter because that's my first and second grade year. I really didn't learn anything else.
Yeah, I guess
That's
I was the most sheltered out of
Yeah,
us.
you can tell he's the homeschooled one of the group too.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how to function. As soon as I'm out of house, it's like every time I leave the house, my life essence just gets sucked away. The longer I'm here, the longer I'm at the house, the longer I live. But every time I leave, I die faster.
Well, that's the private school and public schools is the same way. It's
I mean,
just in
that's
different
true for like
forms.
anyone in general.
Yeah, I was
As
gonna
soon
say.
as you open your door and walk outside, the possibilities of death rise exponentially. It's just for me, it's even more exponent.
That you can just tell more easily.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't think either of us are outdoor people. Neither of us like the outdoors.
If there was
I'm taller
if
in
there
public.
was one person here sitting with us that we didn't know, then we
Wouldn't know them.
would have to call the police because we didn't let them in the house. We don't know them. They're an intruder. I don't know where I was going with that. Shut up. You don't know me. I don't know me.
If I had to choose one person in this room, I wouldn't choose you.
Thanks, man.
Because there's only
Really
two people in this
appreciate
room.
I have water. Say words.
The only word in my mind now is penis. I don't want to say that a lot.
Good thing I swallowed before you freaking said that. Don't say anything. I know exactly where your mind's going. You.
It is a good thing. It's a good
heathen.
thing. It's a good thing you swallowed.
You heathen. I should strike you where you stand. You
I'm sitting down.
sinful man. You sinful man.
I feel like that's anybody though, because sometimes the word that you don't want to
penis
say.
is not on my mind.
Well, when you're said to say a
There
word,
are 2 other things on my mind. Penis is the exact opposite.
sometimes
of those
when you're
things.
put in a situation where there's pressure put on, the first thing that you think about is the thing you don't want to do. You know?
Yeah, like I want to move away. That's not what I want to do, but I'm thinking about it. I don't want to speak.
See, I want to die, but I don't want to die. That's
See,
just
that's the
just my
thing.
mind tricking me into thinking. I wanna
Exactly.
die.
We're tricking you into us tricking our brains into what we want to do by
Yes.
thinking what we don't want to do.
Yes.
Did that make sense? No, but we're going.
Well, technically,
We're
it's
going
kinda
to
true.
something else. Hey, we have a couple topics. Are they good? We're about to find out. How about
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me.
I like crows.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me
What?
of like when you're given a topic for like a PowerPoint presentation for school, and like and like it's like the day before and you forgot.
Oh, yeah.
I've had this literally every single
Oh my
time I've had a subject in school.
The school was fine, but for me the worst part of school was the presentations. We actually had a class in my 12th grade year. Did you have speech? You had speech in 12th grade, didn't you?
Yes.
In 12th grade, I had speech class, and it was basically just public. What's the word? Going up on stage, public public speaking. That's it.
You can what are you doing right now, Josh?
I feel like I should have needed another class.
Public struggle.
Yeah, it's basically just public speaking in class. They just oh. Jeez.
penis.
I'd say this is specific to what we're doing right now, but that's basically how I talk normally. My mind, all my thoughts become static. And
Well,
that's basically how words fly out of my mouth.
You're more so like this right after work, which makes sense because
Yeah.
when your mind is exhausted, it's hard for it to function very quickly
Also, it could be this.
and efficiently.
Could be this. I only drink
Yes.
half of this.
I don't drink coffee. Not often, at least.
I don't either.
Which is why I stay young and spry.
Yeah. I just saw this. We went to go get groceries at Dollar General, and I saw this. I was like, perfect. I don't drink coffee, but this would. I don't know, but we're gonna try it anyways. And now we're here, dealing with the demon swirling in my intestines.
I don't have a demon.
I have half a demon. I haven't drank this yet. Actually, I have a third of a demon left.
That's the funny thing.
Let's go ahead and chug the rest of them away.
That you're still drinking it. That is a gross sound.
A good sound. I still have more. Oh.
I should have tried to make you laugh.
Missed opportunity, bro.
I know.
If you make me laugh hard enough, it'll come back out. I'm not sorry. All right. Yeah, I like crows.
What are crows?
Crows. I like crows because crows get a bad rap because they sound like nails on a chalkboard if it was a bird. But I like crows. They're basically like Black Hawks. Yeah, I love Black Hawks.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
If I found a school, I'm gonna name the team the Black Hawks.
That sounds a lot like a kind of joke that you would say like during an open mic night.
Oh my god.
And then a lot of people would laugh, but it'd just be mostly people in
They'd
the
laugh
back.
sarcastically.
It would be only the people
Or
in the
out
back
of pity.
though. Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of open mic.
No. Don't you dare. I will slaughter you and your children.
Speaking of open mic.
I don't know. Well, I mean, yeah, I did open mic night a couple times. We have a comedy club. It's close-ish to here. It's called the Idiot Box. Was that in Greensboro?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's called the Idiot Box in Greensboro. I went there a couple of times and did open mic night, but some of it was fine. But one night stood out among the rest, and it wasn't good.
Was I there for that night?
You were. It's the coffee coming back up to haunt me. It's the demon. Yeah, you were. Mom wasn't there. It's the one night we didn't record.
That's true.
Yeah.
We didn't because we
And I'm thankful because I didn't want that moment. It was based. Should I talk about it? I mean, we basically are, but we kind of beat around the bush. Should I go into depth about it?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't.
Let's talk
good.
about what it's like to have an open mic. Because a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially now,
Yeah.
since people have been thinking about doing things like this.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, like I said, like we said, we're sheltered kids. We don't like anyone else except us. And even then, we're kind of on and off. Like you have your moments where you hate yourself. That's me.
Am I right, ladies?
On and off all the time.
Yeah.
Like just yesterday, I hated myself. It was great.
Now I'm all right. I can.
Now
stand
I'm all
myself.
right. We're not on speaking terms, but
Yesterday, I looked at myself in the mirror.
I'm gonna show that guy what for.
It's like that SNL bit with Andy Samberg.
I was like, just say one more word.
It's like that.
Swear
Have
to
you
God.
seen? Have you seen this? It's this SNL bit with Andy
No.
Samberg and Bill Hader,
Probably not.
and they play these two losers at a party, and they're both holding drinks, and they're like,
So they
Look at
just
those-
play themselves.
yeah, when they were in college. Anyway, when they're at a college party and they turn over to the left, they're like, look at those douchebags, and the camera pans, and it's just them looking at a mirror.
That sounds like us.
Well, if only frat houses had more mirrors.
Am I right? Self-insert for the win. Yeah.
That's true.
Oh yeah. What was I saying? You distracted
You were
me.
talking about open mic night.
I was, but what was I? What part was I at?
That one night. So
That
you're thinking
one
about diving
night.
into that
I
one
was
night.
at that one.
That's true.
Yeah. The thing is with open mic night for me, it was a real defining moment in like me, because I'm not used to talking to people like in a normal conversation, let alone on a stage in front of tens, maybe 5 people that I don't know. And it's
Tens of people. But I think in some ways, people like, in terms of how scared they get on stage, a lot of people try to equate that to how many people that they're in front. But I feel like if it's in front of like 10 to 15 people in like a kind of scattered room who you don't know, I feel like that's more nerve wracking than it would be in like a stadium of people who you might not know, but they're kind of like faceless. But when you're on stage in an open mic, you can kind of see
you know what?
the individual person.
That's actually kind of true. Well,
At least to me,
maybe
I
I
felt
don't
that
know.
way.
Yeah, I'm kind of equating this to the time we did plays at school.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Back-
remember.
Back
I
to
forgot about this.
yeah, back to senior year of high school.
Yes, so I was
We-
a freshman.
Yeah, me and David went to a school during our glory days. School called Liberty Christian School in Durham.
That's true.
Yeah. And
Beautiful.
they have a mascot there that I still don't know who the heck this weirdo is.
Oh yeah,
It's called Patch the Pirate.
he was their the mascot for their youth ministry, right? Because they had youth ministry like on Sundays.
Wow,
And it was a kind of club they had for kids.
that's lame.
I know. That's why I was
so
never
lame.
part of it. All my friends
What
were,
the
but I
heck?
never was.
That's another thing. They're called the Patriots. What about them
Yeah, that's
says
actually
pirate?
that's actually
That's so offbeat.
That's
to
so
anything.
true. They're kind of the opposite. Patriots and pirates are almost completely different
Yeah.
figures
Why
of
didn't they
history.
go with like Patch the Patriot? There's another alliteration that would have worked fine. He has
Or-
an eye patch. People in the army have eye patches. Maybe. If
only ones in
If
movies.
you're Nick Fury.
Yeah, only ones
Did
in
you know Nick
movies
Fury
and comic
used to be
books.
white?
Actually, in the Ultimate Universe, he's white. Now they changed that,
Yeah.
which is
I grew up with Nick Fury when he was right. Now he just got a bad tan.
You said right, dude. That is that can be misconstrued, man. You gotta be careful.
Dave, you didn't hear what I said immediately after that, man.
Mm.
That would have been even worse.
Mm.
Dude. I'm not sorry. That was a joke. And you know it.
Actually, honestly, I'm glad they had a Black Nick Fury, especially at least in the movies,
Why?
because Samuel L. Jackson played that character so well. Like, I love Samuel L. Jackson as an actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
if they had,
I really like
and I
Samuel
feel like
Jackson.
if they had a white guy, they'd have someone like Kurt Russell play the character, like an old action star
Who's
that's
Kurt
kind of
Russell?
out of shape.
Who's Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell, you don't know who he is?
I can't think of his face.
He played Chris Pratt's dad in the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Oh.
That's
Well-
Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell wasn't
Yeah, it coulda-
necessarily an action
yeah.
star,
It could have been a little bit
or like
different.
David,
Well, I guess,
David Hasselhoff. That was that's right, because I remember them casting. Thing about casting, whether they'd go with a white or black Nick Fury, and one of the rumors that went around is that if they had a white one, they were thinking of casting David Hasselhoff. That's probably just a rumor, but I feel like even if it was in
I'm
consideration,
trying to think of like David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury. Because the thing is,
if he was young,
he's
oh my
still like the
gosh.
same guy, but white Nick Fury and black Nick Fury are basically
Now-
two entirely different characters.
Now I know why. David Hasselhoff. There was this old show, I believe in maybe the late 80s, early 90s. And this was at the beginning when they tried to start making superhero shows. So this is before the CW got a hold of all these superheroes and the rights to them and started making cheesy teen dramas with them.
Yeah.
They were trying to do that, but it was in the like cheesy era of the early 90s.
So much cheese.
And one of the shows they had was a show called Nick Fury. It was a Nick Fury show, and the main character was David Hasselhoff, right? I think I think it was David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
And even then, he was too out of shape to play the character right.
Fat David Hasselhoff?
He was out of shape. He wasn't fat, I don't think. But he was pretty old still.
In Hollywood, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're out of shape, you're fat.
Yeah.
Same difference.
It's been a long time since Knight Rider days, so
Yeah.
he's not
I'll
the
pretend I
man he
know what
used to
that
be,
means.
or Baywatch days. But yeah,
I was saying it was like it between like the Nick Fury that we grew up with, which was the white Nick Fury, and the black Nick Fury, and like all the other media, they have similarities, but they're almost like two very different people. So like if we had a white Nick Fury, it would like even if you got someone who was kind of similar to Sammy Boy, it would be a little different.
and
Not just like his color, but like the way he acts and stuff. I
in
remember.
what way would it be different?
I don't know. It's like
Because I remember when we used to play those video games, like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. They had Nick Fury as one of the main characters.
and also friend or foe, Spider-Man.
Even those Nick Furies do still remind me a little bit of Samuel L. Jackson's portrayal. Because no
Yeah.
matter how they wrote the character, I don't think that it's like the character would have been primarily the same with any different actor other than him.
Yeah.
Which I think is why
Like,
he's credited so much with it.
Yeah. Like I said, it's kind of they're they may be similar, but it's kind of like the Spider-Man for two different universes. Like they're the same character per se, but they have their differences that make them their own thing. Like may still be Nick Fury. He may still have similarities, but it's just those little differences that make it to where it's like its own unique thing.
I guess so. Especially if you take
The way
into
he
account
acts and
like
stuff, his personality and
the
everything.
MCU's version of characters. I feel like a lot of them they take from different comics, so different universes.
Why did they change Nick Fury's race?
Well, it's
I
the
don't
Ultimate
think-
Universe.
I don't think they did that with literally any. Hold on, I'm trying to think.
Well, actually, what they did
Like
is
any mainstream Marvel character, I don't think they changed any of their races like that.
they've done that with a few different people.
Like who?
Like what they're doing now. A lot of
No, not with the MCU.
no,
Because
I'm
the
not talking
MCU is
about the
differently.
MCU.
I mean,
I'm talking
like,
about comics.
In like just the comics themselves.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about comics. Whenever
Exactly.
they introduce new characters to replace old ones, they're always different in some orientational way than the other ones. Usually,
Place old ones. Like what? What?
like Iron Man.
Mhm.
They replaced Iron Man with a girl, Ironheart. Which
Ironheart?
I really I like. Even if you're gonna replace, it doesn't matter how you're gonna replace a character. Well, it does, but even if you do it as good as you possibly can, I don't think there's still gonna be people who don't accept it because, I mean, Iron Man's been Iron Man for so long, and it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if it's in a certain
Iron Man
alternate
used to be
universe
racist.
or alternate universe.
Not racist, but like there was a. I know this from Death Battle. Apparently, there was an Iron Man move where this is so bad. Apparently, in a comic that in an Iron Fist comic, there was a move that he had where it was basically a punch that made an explosion equivalent to a nuclear bomb, and the they found my mixtape. Original joke. But yeah, or should we wait? They're still going.
Must be a big fire.
They're getting closer.
We just hear it get closer and closer. We see lights coming from the window.
They just stop in our driveway.
Are they?
Baby Luna.
That was Harley.
Oh, that was Harley. Oh. Should we bring the dogs in here? I kind of want to show them off.
No, we're good.
Yeah. All right. Well, now that can we sit? You can still hear it.
Yeah, I can still hear it.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I guess we'll just move on from that. what was, dang it, what was I gonna say?
You talking about Iron Fist being
Oh
racist?
yeah, no, not racist, just very, very not good. There was a comic. There was a comic he was in where a punch was like as big as a nuclear bomb, and
Bomb?
yeah, they made a comment about it where it said, he said, "I'm gonna make Hiroshima look like a sparkler."
Hiroshima?
Hiroshima, same difference.
Hiroshima.
Hero, but yeah, wasn't that great?
Hiroshima looking at-
Really a comment
Well,
on how
I don't.
powerful
I
he
don't
is,
think
and
it's.
also
I mean, it's a point in history.
yeah, and many people were evaporated out of existence.
That's true.
And apparently, Iron Fist just.
Well, I don't think he's making a shot at anybody.
Well, I know it was just kind
He's
of.
just referring a bad point in history. I don't think that's bad in of itself.
I know, but it's just
He's
kind
just
of down.
stating that it
It's
happened.
downplaying a really bad point in time.
Well, he's using
Even though it was a
hyperbole.
comic and it literally never happened, it's still a little insensitive.
Well, he's using hyperbole, obviously.
Exactly, but still.
Well, I think that's why he's referencing it, is because it was a bad point in history. Like if it was something that bad that didn't happen, or something that happened that wasn't bad, then it wouldn't seem like he was comparing his power to something. You know what I'm talking about? Like
No,
Hiroshima
he was exactly.
was a huge tragedy,
Exactly.
but it was also like kind of someone. It's like showing off their power, like the Allied powers showing off what they had. So
Mhm.
because of that, he compared
Yeah,
his
but
powers to something.
last
that
time
was
I
also
checked, whenever I
powerful.
show off, I don't think I kill 1.5 billion people in the process.
Well, we're not superheroes.
Yeah, we're not nuclear bombs either.
Yeah, that's true. And
Your
neither is
point
Iron
is,
Fist. Well, when you compare yourself to something that's very powerful,
uh-huh.
then it seems that what you're doing is also going to be powerful, whether it be hyperbolic or not. Just
Well,
happened
yeah.
to be the way that happened.
Well, yeah. I just think they could have used literally any other thing. Like, remember in the superhero squad?
Yes.
Remember at the
Gosh.
end in the finale when um Silver Surfer gets the gauntlet and he says, "I'm gonna make the Big Bang look like a burp." You could have did something like that. A little bit, not like as goofy, but something along the lines of not
Well, the thing
a
is,
real world tragedy.
that's true. I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna make, uh, I'm going to
well,
try. I'm going to
Josh.
deliver.
Also, Josh, if
I'm gonna cradle
who is he
you,
talking to anyway?
the big boy.
Josh, who is he talking to
I
anyway?
don't know. I don't know. Like, all I know is that this was a
Well,
quote
if you
in
wanted
the
to,
comic book. I don't exactly know who
if you wanted
he
to
was
strike
fighting.
fear into somebody, a lot of I mean that is yeah, you could say it's insensitive, but also if you said that to somebody, well,
They
one,
will
they wouldn't
not.
believe you.
No one will.
But if you were,
I'm gonna make
if you
Hiroshima
had,
look like a sparkler. Yeah, dude. Right.
if you had powers like him,
Called it.
and someone knew you had powers, and someone tried to beat you, you gotta be, I gotta knock some sense to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to strike fear into his face.
I'm gonna make Mike Tyson look like a schoolgirl. Very tasty. Yeah. Oh no, we're crashing so hard. How long have we been recording for? 29 minutes. This is great. What was I talking about before we went on this spiral?
Open
mic night, indeedy. Yeah. Jeez. We went on this long rabbit trail. I don't know how. Should we even? Yeah, sure. With anyone, I guess, even for like the most outgoing person, I think it's public. I think I remember public speaking. I don't know if this is actually true. I don't know if this has been debunked, but I think someone said that public speaking is like ranked #1 worst fear or like most common fear. most common worst fear out of most people above death. Like people would rather die than go and speak in public.
I think that's kind of
Yeah.
overdoing it.
Speaking of hyperbole,
Because what is a fear? There's a difference between something that makes you nervous and something you're genuinely afraid of.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
like you can be nervous of something and still endure it. Like
Right.
people are nervous on a roller coaster rides a lot. A lot
Yeah,
of people are, but they still do it voluntarily.
Yeah, but the thing is, between public speaking and roller coasters, people have died on roller coasters before.
Which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people still do it.
Have people died from public speaking or like as a byproduct of public speaking?
I'd assume maybe.
Like
know.
someone got up and was literally scared to death because they were talking to in front of a
I feel like
large
that's
crowd.
part of it. I think a lot of
Kind of want to look that up, but I'm not going to.
because honestly, the fear of public speaking plays into how people perform so much that it's kind of like a vicious cycle
Yeah.
of you're making mistakes and that makes you more nervous, and because you're more nervous, you're making more mistakes and yada yada yada. Which is
Yeah. But the cool thing is with it's not just me. I've seen this with a couple other people too. When you're in that cycle of nervousness making you more easy to flub up, and those flubs make you more nervous, there's a point where it reaches a peak, and at that peak your nervousness actually helps you because you become numb to it, and then you actually start getting good and you ride that train to the end. It's kind of exhilarating. I think that's what
that or you
people
have a heart
who
attack.
enjoy public speaking like. It's kind of like a runner's high, but you're standing still. Very interesting. I
That or
kind of
you-
had that experience with
That or you pass out.
when I was doing yeah, you're just passing out. The darkness fades around you, and you just the next thing you know, you're waking up
like
in a
if you're
hospital bed.
genuinely anxious about speaking, I don't think there's a point where you reach so much that you don't feel it. I think that
Yeah. No, it happened
being
to
nervous,
me too.
yes, but being
Yeah,
anxious
no,
is different.
Dave, this is the thing. I told you about this when along the lines of open mic nights. There have been multiple times when I went up on stage and I would start doing my jokes, and I remember like the first joke or like the first couple of jokes, and the next thing I know, we're sitting in the car heading home. Like my mind blanks, and I don't remember the time in between. I told mom about this. Like the first night, I went up, told them. Actually, don't even remember. Literally, as soon as I got up on stage and started speaking to Mike, I blanked, and apparently I did good. I have the video on my phone. My phone's over there. I keep forgetting.
But I mean, stuff like that can happen, but a lot of it has to do with preparation, because it's not like like at any time where I've started off doing something nervously, and then starting on, and then like gradually, or just at one point, performing a lot better, and like having those nervous ticks.
Mm-hmm. Wait, nervous ticks?
Yeah, like stuff you do, like
yeah.
like moving your leg like this, or
kind of like with your fingers,
walking around all weird, or saying a lot, stuff like that.
That is a problem
nervous
that I have.
habits.
I say way too much. Even when I'm not
a lot of people
nervous,
do.
it's just when my mind blanks. I'm just very aware of it, and I start to annoy myself with how much I say I'm like I get very nervous, and I just try to force the words out, and nothing comes out. And it's or like.
And I feel like
like's also a real big thing.
And I feel like that's kind of the big part of public speaking.
That's another thing. Kind of swaying away from public speaking nervousness, like Jonathan. Not to name drop, but you guys don't know who he is, so it's fine. Let's just bleep that out. Should we? Does it matter? I don't think it does.
We can just
Jonathan has a real big problem with saying like a lot. Like I point this out to him, so I point this out to him before he. There have been points in time where he said like literally in between every other word, he would be like like go like to like McDonald's like and like go like eat like yeah like yeah. And I
Well, I mean, a lot of people have that problem. It's just a
yeah,
habit because I feel
not to
like
throw shade,
a lot
but
of people do
it's
things
just an
that
observation.
not to be overly critical, but a lot of people do things that dull their mind out. You know,
Hmm.
a lot of
Like
people.
swearing. I think
No, not
here's a
necessarily
hot take.
that. Not
Here's a
necessarily
hot take.
that.
I
No.
think swearing in some instances, not all instances, is kind of like saying like and It's just filler words.
Well, yeah, it can.
People say swear words just so they could fill the gaps, so it gives their mind a half sec to
Well,
buffer and like there it is to figure out what to say next.
well,
Like with the
yeah.
F word or like the S word. Fucking shit. Oh yeah, did I mention this is
well,
this is an unfiltered podcast? Hello and
well,
welcome to the DeSheltered podcast,
well. This has.
one stop shop for two white guys in a dining room.
Well, this has to do a lot with the same. I guess the same instances behind using those kind of words like well, like
Yeah,
um.
I. It's not like I'm a prude for cuss words, anyways, as previously stated. I don't use them often, anyways, only for like comedic effect. I do. This is another thing I noticed. I am getting like more angry, just in general.
I think it just
Just
happens when you get older.
yeah, but it's just it's coming quicker to me. Like I'm actually noticing how like I think it's work. The stress at work is making me a little
That's
bit more
insane.
ornery. Like have you been like near my room when I'm playing Overwatch or something like that and I just
Yeah,
drop an F bomb out of nowhere?
yeah, I've done that. I've heard that before. I used to do the same thing. That's why I
Like
stopped.
you fucking bitch.
That's why I stopped playing 2K.
Oh yeah, I heard
Oh
I
my
heard you do the
gosh,
same
dude.
thing.
That game is something.
Yeah. The thing is,
Because I when
yeah.
the thing is that when it
The
comes
thing
to
is,
games like 2K compared to games like Overwatch, they both have the problem in that
they have their quirks.
even because 2K is a lot where is similar to Overwatch in that
How's
a
your
lot of
battery life?
people do something like that for a living. What?
How's your battery life on the mic? Is it full?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And a lot
Slight
of people do
deviation.
stuff like that for a living, and a lot of people do that competitively. And to a lot of people, it is like one of their main things. Like a lot of people, video games is like the main thing that they do as a hobby. For some people, it's a specific
Like some
game.
people here.
It's a specific game that they play, and a lot of people, it's Overwatch or 2K. It's just one of those instances where Blizzard and 2K Entertainment are just two huge titles to the point
Keep going.
where people can like have their whole like day-to-day life circulate around these things. But they're also different in that Overwatch just in general has way better gameplay than any 2K game I've seen. Because when it comes to athletic games, I don't know if you know this.
Really?
Athletic games have something called an annual release, meaning they come out with a new game every single year just to update it. And from those like new releases every year, you have to pay like the same amount of like any any
I don't have a holder for this thing, so we're
you have
just
to
gonna deal
pay
with
a
this.
single amount for every retail game. Which that in of itself is kind of sleazy because all in all, usually 2K is the same game every single year with slight differences.
Yeah, I heard you talk
And
about that before.
just a lot of times people get angry at games like Overwatch because there's someone who like trash talks them online or just not having a good game or their Wi-Fi goes out or things like that.
My
But
goodness. Uh, slight kind of thing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was gonna bring up this these articles I saw on Reddit just like yesterday. It's these articles about sexual harassment allegations from Blizzard. Um yeah, I just saw this this autofill says Blizzard employee kills herself. I kind of want to try see what that's about. California sues Activision Blizzard over alleged harassment allegations. Yeah. BBC. All right. Let's
Who
see how
doesn't
this
love
goes.
BBC?
Um was Q crawls. Oh, I read about this. This is like I I looked this up on Reddit. Apparently there people have described like the environment in Blizzard as like frat boy environment where they just do the stupidest stuff like this. Cube crawls. Um companies male employees would proudly arrive at work with hangovers, play video games for long periods of time during work while delegating the responsibilities of female employees, discuss sexual encounters, joke about rape, and uh, such workplace cultures were breeding ground for harassment and discrimination. Hmm. Female employees are subjugated to sexual harassment. Hiring executives engaged in blatant sexual harassment. What was it talking about cube crawls? It said, yeah, here it is. In the office, women are subjected to cube crawls in which male employees drink copious amounts of alcohol as they crawl their way through various cubicles in the office and engage in inappropriate behavior toward female employees. Yeah. So, not fun. Not at all. Uh, should I be screen recording? No, I don't think so. This is not that bad. Oh yeah, here it is. Killed herself. What the heck is this about? This is new. Um, as a result of these complaints, female employees were subjected to retaliation, including but not limited to being deprived of work on projects, unwillingly transferred to different units, and selected for layoffs. One female employee had even killed herself due to a sexual relationship with her male supervisor, a tragic example of the harassment that defendants allowed to fester. Allegation Activision strongly denies. Sheesh, dude. And this is, yeah, see, and I thought Blizzard was okay. The thing is, this doesn't, I'm not going to stop playing Overwatch.
Blizzard was okay. That's funny.
Well, wait.
Because Blizzard has had a history for a while of doing stuff like that. Like
really?
ever since like World of Warcraft days.
I didn't know this. This is the first I've ever heard of anything from Blizzard.
Well, Blizzard's been big for a while.
That doesn't mean I knew about them.
I don't know, but it's stuff I've heard every now, like here and there.
Yeah, and the thing is, what's more sickening is that Blizzard is denying all of this. There was a lawyer, I think, who tweeted this, which is how I found out. There was a Reddit post about the tweet. The guy tweeted the legal forums about this stuff, and then one of the CEOs of Blizzard denied everything and I think threatened him. I'm not sure. Inaccurate complaint. In a fierce rebuttal, Activision said that DFEH filing concludes distorted and, in many cases, false descriptions of Blizzard's past. Yeah. Instead, they rushed to file an inaccurate complaint. Yeah. So, no, they didn't threaten, but they just were denying everything. Very scummy. But yeah, I don't... This makes Blizzard bad, but this is not bad for Overwatch, which is the real issue here. No, I feel bad for all the women that were subjugated to all this mess, and even the one that killed herself, dude. That's just how can what you do, even if what you think is all good and fun, even if what you did was really bad and what you think was just some harmless, innocent fun. If what you did led to someone killing themselves, how does that not like spark something in your mind? Like maybe what I'm doing is not that good.
Well,
You
I
know,
feel like what they're
maybe
doing
just an
is
inkling of an idea.
any form of like workplace inappropriate behavior, no matter what type of it is,
That's
it shouldn't be
downplaying it.
tolerated. But also because when it comes to the alleged relationship between her and her supervisor,
Mhm.
like that falls under the same categories. All the other stuff
Yeah.
that's going on.
I don't know if they were talking about the same woman who killed herself, but they were talking about if it's not the same, some other woman who was like supposed to be one of the most hardworking women that worked there, but like she was denied like raises and promotions, and her like male counterpart would like get have talks with the CEO, go out to dinner with him, and like have all this like all these benefits and stuff. Where like he was one of the laziest guys who worked there, and the woman was working so hard and getting nothing. Basically, like getting uh thrown under the bus in some instances.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel like if the situation there was terrible, but I feel like when it comes to harassment,
Respect the dudes.
when
Yeah.
it comes to harassment, if someone
Oh yeah.
decides if someone decides to take your life, it's probably due to the addition of something. Like if no one kills themselves over just something, not to downplay it because it's a terrible thing that happened. And there's probably some other stuff that happened that's
Yeah.
not in this
It's not.
article.
Yeah. It must have been like
There might have been some other stuff that wasn't, mentioned in this article too.
so many things
But
are going wrong. Ignore me. Just keep
but
going.
a lot of people put their heart and soul into their work. And so, some people, their work is their life. So when something bad happens at work, then
Yeah.
you know,
It's not. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not just the sexual harassment thing. It was probably like one of the biggest factors, but it's also like in accordance, like in addition
well,
to like
you got to just be down bad in general
exactly
to be considering it, and then to have something else happen to push you to make that decisions.
to put
It
it in
has to be a big
perspective,
thing
people
anyway.
have killed themselves over less,
Yeah, but she was a
much
grown
less.
woman though. That's the difference.
Exactly.
Like a lot of the people who've made decisions like that were a lot younger.
Yeah. Like
You know.
she like you know I'm like if she went and got help, if there was someone there to like talk to, she probably would have been fine. But it had to be like a combination of like, the sexual harassment, and then like she tries to talk about it with her friends, or like go talk to people, or like she tried to, and like she was like went against people were like, this isn't true, she's lying, or like she didn't have anyone to talk to simply.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a lot of people move to
That's why you need a
move
friend.
away from home to bigger cities in order to chase things like this.
Yeah.
So she might have had not have had any family.
One
Or...
day, you can be a sexual harass
One day you may be a sex offender.
Yeah, you can be a sex friend. uh, but yeah, like I was gonna say this is horrible, but that's not gonna make me not play Overwatch anymore. No, like
This is all
it's
to
not.
say.
I'm not
I
gonna.
love Overwatch.
Needless to say, Overwatch is great. No, I mean like I'm not gonna buy any more games from Blizzard. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't even play World of Warcraft, but I'm not even gonna um I'm not gonna like
No,
bother anymore.
I don't. Oh, well, technically,
But
you
since
haven't.
I already
You
have
haven't bought.
Overwatch and I like the game, it's kind of like it's kind of it's like a child, an innocent young boy or girl or whatever. Pick your poison. Um, it's like a young child, and the mom and dad, the mother being the the mother being the young innocent woman, and the dad being the sexually abusive men. Um, they're having their brawls. They're having their harsh words, and then the child is just off in the corner, um, just having
Yeah.
a bad time.
Well,
Like they're
I've
just it's just what was I going with that? No,
yeah,
I'm
I
just saying that
understand. I understand, but it feels like
Overwatch is
just
innocent in
just
all
a lot of
this as a
entertainment.
game.
I feel like
It's
a
not
lot
a
of
statement as
I
the
feel like a lot
company in
of
general.
entertainment because even though it was made by I mean I'm not gonna say that every guy who worked at Blizzard is a terrible dude, you know. I hate to make that assumption,
I
but
wouldn't.
there were a good amount of guys
I
there.
wouldn't. I'll say it.
Yeah,
Every dude's a freaking jerk, including me.
I would say that, but
Not along those lines, but I am in some instances. I'm never sexually harassed,
no,
but I am a jerk.
that's just I feel like entertainment. I feel like that's like it's like when it comes to video game corporations, it's stuff like
Luna.
entertainment and like big company, like shady company, like
I'm so hot.
organization.
It just hit me. I'm very warm, and I turned down the. I have to pee too. I don't want to take. Okay, I'll power through it. I don't need to. I'll power through it.
Okay, good. Because
I'm
I've had to do that since the beginning of this, but I'm powering through it.
Okay. We got 50. We have 52 minutes on. I'm gonna say we have 8 minutes left.
Okay.
Even in that.
So anyway, I think the game in and of itself is meant to has given a lot of people joy.
It's not a statement on the company itself,
but
it's
it
just
does,
a byproduct of what
it
it's
does
done
just inadvertently have like a difference in the feel about it.
as a
You know.
Blizzard's like America. Has a checkered past, but overall, it's okay.
I wouldn't go that far as to say. I wouldn't go that far as to say Blizzard is a good contrast to America.
No, it's the greatest contrast. What are you talking about? Out of all my analogies, that is like top tier, best number one analogy. I'll put that on. I could put that on the shelf if I would. I'd laminate that. Staple
Well,
it. Get a tattoo of it on my lower butt cheek. One of my several butt cheeks.
but whether or not you decide to support them anymore, I just
I'll play the games I have. I just won't buy anymore. Simply.
and if you decide to do that, then good on you. Decide not, then that's your decision.
And that's so sad because Overwatch 2 is coming out soon. Ah,
You can pirate it. It's fine.
I could.
You could rent it from Redbox and not turn it away. Not turn it back.
I would do that. It's tempting, but I don't want to get arrested.
You're not gonna get arrested. Get fined, probably.
I would not be fine. What are you talking about? I don't want to go to
But-
jail, dude.
But either way, like, it's sad. But this or not, like, the game's gonna sell. It's definitely gonna sell. Maybe not as much as the original, but that's kind of a given anyway. Since the original's so big.
Overwatch 2 has been delayed. It was supposed to come out last year, but because of COVID, it's been delayed. I don't remember. I don't know when it's gonna come out, but I've been hearing more and more about it.
I mean, Blizzard isn't even my favorite gaming company anyway. Insomniac is. So.
Yeah, totally, 100%. So
It's true.
Insomniac is my baby boy, and I'm not gonna look up any allegations about them because I want to keep them pure in my mind.
That's true.
And to me, Insomniac is my sweet summer child.
Yeah.
I'd make love to them if I could. Everyone at once. Anyways, on that note, we're not ending right now. We still got 6 minutes. Nope.
6 minutes.
5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Hmm.
I'm going to try and end it exactly on an hour.
Well, think of it this way: a lot of companies have something like this, where there isn't a perfect company. Like 2K, 2K has probably had allegations against them, but nothing to
Probably.
nothing to this extent. But the problem with 2K is, and 2K's offered a lot of like interviews with the developers, and they seem to be very accepting of everybody. But the problem lies in the product, which kind of is weird because whenever there's something like this going on in a company, a lot of times it'll show itself through the product.
ASMR for you right there, bud.
I hate that so much.
Ew, I got more on it. Jesus. All right, I'm gonna have to wash this cover. Ugh. All right.
Well, because when it comes to a game like 2K, they seem to be like a very nice company, and even the main the CEO of 2K,
did you change the bottom of the mic?
Ronnie, yes, his name is Ronnie.
How'd you do that? You can take it off?
Yes, you can.
Oh.
Twist it off. There you go.
It's supposed to be glued on there.
Anyway, when it comes to a game like that,
How?
it often has to do with the product itself. Even though the company seems to be fine in terms of morale, the product itself is garbage.
Yeah,
absolute garbage. I haven't paid for the last
we
two
should look up
2Ks.
sexual allegations about 2K.
The last two of their games has been complete garbage, because one, they're an annual release game, and two, like a lot of games today, they're plagued with microtransactions, and the servers just suck. For the amount of people who play it, the servers should be amazing for the amount of people who play the game, but the servers suck just for a normal AAA title, much less a game that's played as much as 2K.
The developers of the 2K series, are they actually called 2K?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna look up. Since 2K is basically irredeemable at this point, I'm gonna look up 2K. What's the lawsuits? 2K allegations. I spelled allegations wrong. I basically spelled it alligators. 2K alligators. Allegations against Robbie Two Bros Gaming. Off topic 2K gamer. 2K. Oh, that's. Oh. 2K gamer is a gaming news site.
Yes.
NBA 2K League and Cavs Legions Anthony. Sorry, what?
2K League.
2K League and Cavs Legions Anthony Morocco respond to allegations of fixed selection process. I don't know what that means.
The 2K League is a professional gaming league made up of NBA 2K players. So it's like the
Overwatch.
NBA. It's like the NBA. The NBA. The NBA. The NBA. The NBA.
Do you think that changes anything?
Are we good? Is everything good now? All right. Well, that was almost horrible. That was as good a time as any to wrap it up.
Yeah, I think so.
You have so much fuzz on your mic.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how long it was in between when the recording just stopped, and now Dave's mic grew a beard. It grew a goatee. Yeah. So we're just gonna take that as a sign to sign off for today. Thank you everyone for listening, hopefully, or watching, because we're gonna try to spread out a bit. As of right now, I think the only places we're going to be having is our YouTube channel, DeSheltered Podcast, And our website, I don't remember what it is. I think it's rss.com/DeShelteredPodcast, but it might not be. If you're watching on YouTube, the link will be in the description. It in the far future. Hello, how you doing? We'll have it figured out by then.
I'm sure we will.
I'm sure we will. It's all gonna be up to me.
That's right.
You have your faith in me?
Well, we'll see.
We will. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. We do not have an outro, so we're gonna stop it in the middle of Dave's sentence. Say anything.
Well, I just
Yeah.